So there's a lot of rumors going out online about Pinesol and Calgon being better than Liquified. How Liquified's ruining your holding tanks. How Pinesol and Calgon's better. But the unfortunate reality is, if you ask me, or somebody who has a dog in the fight, we're obviously going to say an enzyme and toilet-based toilet treatment is better, like Liquified. So what we've done today, we've traveled the country and we're talking to 4 industry experts, and none of them have a dog in the fight. None of them get paid by Liquified. None of them got paid to do these clips, and none of them have a dog in the fight, so we're able to get their true, unbiased, raw opinions. We're headed to Texas to talk to the NRVTA. We're headed to ATC, who is the people that actually make the sensors for your toilet treatment. And we're even talking to a company that actually cleans holding tanks for a living. And we're gonna talk to an independent RV service tech. This is gonna be the absolute greatest video of all time, and we are going to absolutely liquefy the rumors going around the internet. Todd, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
For those of you who don't recognize, this is Todd. If you don't recognize the big beard, Todd, introduce yourself to the world.
I'm the instructor over here at the National RV Trading Academy. Not the instructor. Well,
Okay.
I would say that. I mean, I have specialists for all the others, but I'm the week 1 instructor and also solar instructor. So I'm the guy doing all the videos, the tech tips, and everything else. And of course, taking people and training them up to be both certified inspectors, certified technicians.
Needless to say, you know a thing or two about the RV industry.
Yes.
So talk to us about holding tanks.
Yeah.
One thing going out online is that your holding tank is not a septic tank.
Not a septic tank.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
All right, so here's the thing, and here's the debate, okay? All RVs have a tank on there, right? And of course, we're dropping waste in there. Well, the waste are solids, and over time, each person's a little bit different, but those solids can actually muck the system up and block any type of flow going out. And if you have problems with blockages, that means that your solids are not being broken down. Now, most of the bacteria comes from your stomach.
Okay.
Right? Now, certified in septic systems, so I do know this, right? Most of the bacteria in a septic system or even in a holding tank comes from your stomach, right? Whatever you eat, you know, the leafy greens or whatever, right? That actually goes down there and they nom on the solids, right? We kind of break them down so that way it can flow out. Now, that's not their job, they're just hungry.
Okay.
Okay? I hear this from, you know, professional tank cleaners.
Okay.
Not all of them, because I know there's a lot of them. We actually do some professional tank training here with one of our instructors.
Shout out Royal Flush.
Yep.
We'll link it down below.
So here's the thing, it's 2 different things. What we're trying to do by adding bacteria and enzymes, you know, with the different products out there, is to break down the biomass,
Okay.
right? This is gonna be, you know, the things that you put in there that comes from your body, right? Break those things down because all of those solids begin to add up and you got all these right-hand turns and everything else, and they can slow the water system down. If we break that down, it flows with the water a heck of a lot easier. Well, the problem is, you know, we get out of imbalance inside those tanks. People may put some cleaners in there, they'll put something else in there. You get a lot of people that don't poo into their, you know, tanks. All of that is a huge chemical imbalance, right? And so your solids just build up over time. By adding tank treatment to the system, you're adding those enzymes, you're adding the bacteria to help nom all those all the solids down in order to get a freer flush. Absolutely, you want to go ahead and do that. If you're having problems with it, each person's different, right? It all depends on what you eat. If you have a solids problem, I would say put in any type of tank treatment system. Absolutely. But to say that it shouldn't break down, it's not a septic system, well then the bacteria comes from your stomach in the first place.
Okay.
The reason why you have a solids problem is there's an imbalance in the system. Putting, you know, in a, like I said, a treatment helps bring it back to balance. So that way it can work properly.
And then what about Pinesol?
So yeah, there's a method, they call it the GEO method.
Okay.
Right. So this is where they'll do something like a Pinesol, or they'll use some type of water softener or something like that. Well, you end up destroying the pH balance. It smells great, right? Because they're going after the stink, right? It stinks. So let's put something in there, something fruity, so that way people thinks that our farts are fruity, right?
Yes.
The problem is that kills the bacteria.
Oh wow.
Right? The pH balance, the bacteria is really delicate, right? Too hot, too cold, too dry. People will flush their tanks and leave them, with no water in there. That bacteria dries up, right? So having a good system, you don't want to add any other type of chemical in there. It needs to either be enzymes, bacteria, or something that's friendly. quite honestly, it's just kind of like, don't stick anything in your ear except for your elbow. Don't put anything in your tank unless it's just going to be, bacteria and enzyme. I wouldn't put anything else in there.
Perfect. So one of the big things that I know about tanks is a lot of times poo and toilet paper sticks to the sensors. Make sure you guys stick around because we're headed up to Indiana.
Stick around.
That's my part. We're headed up to Indiana to talk to ATC, who is the creators of the toilet tank sensors.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on that. But what recommendations do you have to have a healthy gray tank, a healthy black tank, and clean sensors? Because these are crappy problems that people always have.
Oh, you're full of it. All right, so a couple things. One, and I will tell you that I tested your product, and I tested it head-to-head with another product that I wholly endorsed.
Unique, great product.
It is, right? And I do the same test, right? I use their testing mechanism because, again, people ask me, well, what do you put in there? Well, if I don't have experience with it, I can't talk about it. So I actually purchased your product and then tested it, right? And then from there, I tested it head-to-head.
Yep.
And I actually did, what we call a control. So it was nothing, I had 3 different tests, one with just water in it.
Okay.
Because a lot of people say, well, if you just let it sit in water, it's going to break down anyway. Nope. So I did a control test, right? And I did the other 2 tests, right? Head to head, right? Now, Unique worked really well.
Yes.
But quite honestly, yours broke down more. So I will tell you, and it, it doesn't matter that we're, that I know you or anything else, because you're a solid guy. You're going to tell people, hey, and you even said, hey, let's talk about these other products. Yours works the best.
Thank you.
It's just true. That's what it is. Hands down, that's what it is. Now, that's my opinion. I know others out there may have different ones, and they will work.
Make sure you guys stick around to the very end of the video. We're going to share with you the brands that also use enzyme and bacteria based. That way, if you're not a huge fan of Liquified or you prefer to use something else, we're actually going to share that information with you as well.
See, that's awesome.
And Todd, where do people find you if they want to learn more tech tips, especially on Tuesdays?
Sure, all they can do is just type in, Todd's Tech Tip Tuesdays on YouTube. Or
Yep.
they can just type in the National RV Training Academy on YouTube, NRVTA. Any of those, you'll find it.
Perfect. Next up, we're going to ATC, which is America's Technology Components. They are the makers of the sensors to figure out what the sensors actually need to work properly for you. We are here with Chase at ATC's brand new world headquarters, which looks absolutely beautiful. Chase, stand right here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So who are you?
I'm Chase Healy. I'm the Director of Sales for American Technology Components. I've been with the company for 3 years, and yes, this is our brand new facility. We're going to be moving in the next few weeks, and we're really excited about it.
It's absolutely beautiful. Every single RV owner right now has ATC on their travel trailer, fifth wheel, and motorhome, but ATC might not be a name that everybody's familiar with. Who is ATC?
ATC stands for American Technology Components. We've been in the RV industry for 35 years, doing various electronic components and products. Most known for what you'd most likely find in your RV is going to be a convenience center, a control panel such as this, but also the tank sensing and multiplex systems, all various electronic components, injection molded components throughout your RV.
Perfect. So they're the ones that make the tank sensors in a nutshell. So there's essentially 3 different styles of tank sensors that somebody's going to have in their RV. What are those 3?
Okay. So the best, most expensive, the most high end is going to be the pressure sensor.
Okay.
You find the pressure sensor mostly in your Class A motorhomes or even Class B, but it is the most accurate, most expensive version of a tank sensing product. From there, we go to these strips. So these strips are mounted to the exterior of the tank. They can be cut to different sizes depending on the size of the tank. And that reads from the outside, sending signal into the tank to get the most accurate reading.
Okay.
From there, we have what most of the industry is using today, which is going to be the probes. So there's various different versions of these probes that you're going to find in the market that we sell as well. It's a stainless steel probe that protrudes through the tank, and there's depending on the size of the tank or the configuration. There's multiple different probes throughout the tank, sending readings back to your convenience center or back to your panel, showing you in thirds how full the tank is.
Wow. Okay. So the big question is this made out of stainless steel, right?
Yes.
So this is what most people are going to have. Why do these gauges always fail?
It's not necessarily the gauge that is failing. What we have seen and what we have experienced in our 35 years of selling products such as these, is it really comes down to tank maintenance.
Okay.
There's nothing in this probe that's going to fail. It is a stainless steel probe going to stainless steel fittings that are going to a very simple analog reader.
Okay.
What we find is that the maintenance in the tank is behind schedule, hasn't been maintained, it's very crusty, there's a lot of buildup, and this is reading that buildup and that waste, the bacteria that's inside the tank, which is going to give you false readings over time.
So what do you recommend?
Tank cleaning solutions, maintain your tanks.
Yeah, an enzyme and bacteria based, any of them, something that's going to help break down the waste. But what other recommendations do you have for folks?
Regular maintenance. After you are done camping, flush out your tank there at the park.
Yep.
Storage. When you store your RV, make sure you're using the correct products and storing it appropriately per the manufacturer. Maintain your tanks is really what we preach. When you're cleaning your tanks, make sure you're using plenty of water, and then we highly recommend a deep cleaning at least once a year.
Yeah, absolutely. And we recommend a deep cleaning once a year as well. And again, it's one of those things, a healthy tank's a happy tank, and you should 100%, in our opinion, and all the experts that we're talking to today, you 100% should be using an enzyme and bacteria-based toilet treatment, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be going and getting a deep clean annually. The analogy I like to use is enzyme bacteria-based toilet treatments like brushing your teeth. The deep cleaning is like going to the dentist once a year. Chase, is there any other tips or tricks or any other recommendations you want to tell the good people?
No, keep your tanks clean.
Thank you. So we're a little halfway over the video, and I know this video might seem like I'm going to war with the tank cleaning people, and that's not the case. We actually partner with Tank Rangers, who also cleans tanks, and Will's about to interview the owner, who's Gabe. So even before partnering with Tank Rangers, we've always said, guys, clean your tanks once or twice a year and then use Liquified in between. Cleaning your tanks like going to the dentist, Liquified's like using mouthwash. All right, so a little detour off our plan. We are now in Wilmington, North Carolina, and we are talking to Gabe, the CEO and founder of Tank Rangers. Gabe, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, Tank Rangers is a nationwide network of RV tank cleaning companies. He's a franchise. If you guys want to get your tanks professionally cleaned, click the link in the bio and reach out to Gabe. But Gabe, what does it mean? Give us like a little snippet. What does it mean when we say professionally clean your tanks? I mean, I got a black tank flush on my travel trailer. So what does that mean?
Sure. What we do is we offer service to bring your tanks back to factory clean. And the way that we do that is hydrojetting. We take 1500 PSI and we go inside the tanks and we scrub them down and then we flush them out and get a nice new canvas for you to work with.
Wow. And you said you do that on black tanks and gray tanks?
That is correct.
Yeah, so tell us, in your experience, why would somebody need to get their gray tank cleaned? Because that's clean water. That's only your sink water. Where your black tank, obviously, that's your holding tank.
Sure. So a lot of folks wash dishes, wash their hands. There's a lot of stuff that goes down into those tanks, and most people don't have a way to rinse out those tanks. Mold grows in there, food particles, skin. So there's all kinds of stuff that goes in there.
So tell us what do we have? What's in our holding tanks?
Whatever we put down inside there, right?
Oh yeah, what comes in must go out.
Poop, we all have to go poop in there. Well, some people don't, but yes, poop, toilet paper, and urine. They weigh down, they create waste at the bottom of the tank. Struvite comes out of that, which is all that stuff hardening up and creating issues inside the tanks where you can create a poop pyramid.
Okay, what is struvite?
Struvite is where urine is not diluted enough and it creates crystals with the bio waste.
Okay.
And that becomes like stones inside there, and it could potentially block the flow of the bio waste when it comes out. You get slow drainage, and also you create that poop pyramid.
Wow. Okay, so obviously you travel around the country, you go to rallies. Again, if you guys want to hire tank rangers, we've linked it down below. But what is some key recommendations that you give to any owner if they're not hiring you, or after you clean their tank? No. Let me rephrase. After you clean somebody's tank, obviously you don't want to clean their tank once a month, right? Even though you'd probably love that. You know, hey, you know, you just follow around and clean it once a week. But you tell people, hey, you should get this cleaned every 6 months or annually, depending on how they use it. So when somebody's done getting their tanks clean, give us your blueprint. What do you tell people? Give us the secret sauce on having a clean tank.
Sure. Use plenty of water. We always say start with 3 to 5 gallons of water in your tanks, and use an additive that's enzyme based to help break down the waste when it goes in there, so that everything will flow out of the tanks just fine. We say that we want to be able to fill up your tanks to about 80%, and then let all that gravity pull everything, all the bio waste out there, and then again flush them out real good.
Flush.
Flush.
Flush, baby, flush. You got to get that poop pyramid out of there.
Let's get it out.
And again, thank you so much for being on the show. And let's now kick it over back up to Elkhart, Indiana. And we're going to wrap up this video by talking to our friend Nick, who's that RV tech on TikTok. So the final person that we're going to talk to is Nick. You guys might know him as that RV tech on social media. He has something so amazing. He actually, before I even created this video, he actually has his own simulated holding tank that's see-through, so you can see exactly what goes on. And let me tell you something. If there's anybody's opinion that you're going to want to take, it's going to be Todd from the NRVTAs and Nick, the one that has to fix these issues with your holding tanks. So Nick, what's your opinion on the matter?
What's going on, man?
Tell everybody a little bit about your background.
RV technician, former dealer tech, now fully mobile, and of course some of you guys may know me for the past about 3.5 years. I've been on the social media platforms trying to educate RV owners on basic principles of operation, a lot of how-tos, and how you guys can keep your rigs running right.
Perfect. He has a custom-made simulator of a holding tank that's clear and see-through with all the gauges. We're going to kick it over to that video in just a moment. But Nick, what's your opinion, not liquefied, obviously we got it blasting everywhere, but what's your opinion on toilet chemicals or holding tank treatments or the Geo method? What's your opinion about it being a third-party tech?
To be honest with you, it gets a lot of mixed reviews. Some of them really just cover smell. Some of them actually do stuff that actually break liquid down, Liquified being one of those. And that's important because when you have all of those solids built up in the tank, it can actually affect the sensors and also can cause clogs at the valves, which you guys don't want and I don't want to deal with either, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
So the chemicals are very important. More than just a deodorizer, you need enzymes and bacteria to help break some of that waste down, liquefy it, no pun intended, and help it flow out and keep it off of those sensors. That way you're not dealing with the sensors always reading full, even after you've dumped the tank, or any issues while you're dumping.
Perfect. So what recommendations do you have when you talk with customers?
I always recommend using Liquified. That's number one because...
Or any toilet treatment.
Any toilet treatment.
And with that enzyme and bacteria.
Recently it's been Liquified.
Thank you.
The number one is always leave your valves closed until you're ready to dump. Don't leave them open even if you're hooked up to a permanent site and you have available plumbing. Let the tanks fill up, wait till they get full, and then dump them so you can allow that pressure to help flow out. The other one a lot of people already know, do the black tank first, let the gray tank wash out that gray.
Dang, people don't know that. So now you do. Let's kick it over to your house.
Yep.
Where he's going to show us this awesome black tank simulator.
All right, so we're back in my neck of the woods. We're actually in my mobile service trailer, and I've got a little black tank mock-up here that actually has a full tank reading system on it. And let's take a look at how this works briefly and then what causes it to read improperly. So if you look here, you'll see that we actually have a mock tank with the same exact tank sensors and setup that you would find on your black tank. You're going to have a ground wire here and then 3 level sensors here for 1/3, 2/3, and of course full. Now when it's empty, you'll notice that on the monitor panel it reads empty, and that is because there's nothing to complete the circuit between this probe and any of these probes. Now if I take this same tank and I pour some water into that tank, let's get it all the way up to that 1/3 sensor. Water is conductive, so it is going to create a path for the electrical signal to go from this wire up through here and send it over to your monitor. So now when I press it, you'll see that it is reading 1/3, and that's pretty accurate. So I've dumped this tank out, no more water remains, but I left some wet toilet paper on here between the 1/3 sensor and that ground signal, simulating some toilet paper or undigested human waste sitting around. And as you can see with an empty tank, we're still reading 1/3 full, and that is because of that buildup on the side of the tank. So any of that nasty slimy stuff that continues to build up, solids and toilet paper, will stick to these sensors, and that is what's giving you those inaccurate readings. And that buildup is precisely what is causing misreadings on black tanks. It's simply because the tanks aren't maintained properly, and it just goes to show exactly why you should be using digestive enzymes in your black tank to help break that stuff down, liquefy it, and keep it from sticking to the inside of your tanks.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We're not done yet. I'm about to do something that nobody's even knowing that I'm about to do, okay? So we just traveled across the country to talk to 4 industry experts that has opinions on the matters, but they don't have a dog in the fight. They're not the nationwide distributor of Calgon beads. They're not the owner of Liquified. They're not trying to sell you a toilet tank treatment, and they're not trying to clean your tanks, even though Tank Rangers is trying to clean the tanks, but he does us a favor for hopping in the videos. What the whole point of what I'm trying to say is they don't have a dog in the fight. They're just trying, they agreed to be on the videos to share their opinions to help educate the customer. Here's the deal. I do have a dog in the fight. I own Liquified. I'm trying to sell you Liquified. If you don't believe me or you don't want to support Liquified, I'm totally fine with that. I still wholeheartedly believe that you should be using an enzyme toilet-based treatment. So if you don't want to use Liquified, please use, bing, Unique. Now, I don't have a dog in the fight with Unique, and it is my life mission to beat this company. There is times that I pass them in sales and I get all warm and fuzzy. I don't care about Camco or Wallex or Happy Camper. This is my, what am I trying to say, Will?
#1 competition.
This is my #1 competitor, and I want to do everything in my power to beat them every single day of my life. But at the end of the day, they have a fantastic product which rivals our product, or our product rivals their product. So at the end of this video, yes, this is a PR promotional piece for Matt's RV Reviews and Liquified, but if I take off the shirt, Will, and you still don't believe me, and you want me not to have any dogs in the fight, pick up Unique. Guys, that's it. That's the video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you took something away from this video. If you guys are interested in getting Liquified, go to our website, liquifiedrv.com. We've linked it down below. We're actually doing something extremely cool on our website. So make sure you fill out the form. Make sure you buy our toilet treatment directly from our warehouse. And guess what, Will?
What's that?
Follow me.
Okay.
When you guys buy, you could buy Liquified on Amazon, okay?
Okay.
And you get it same-day shipping, 1-day shipping. But when you go to liquifiedrv.com, it is actually fulfilled by us here in Elkhart, Indiana. Kim, what do you want to say to America?
Hi everybody, just filling all your orders today.
There you go, there you go. We have this awesome tape. Think of us when you poop. And you know what? Kim, are you fulfilling an order?
Not right now, I'm sorry.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. Can you reprint the label?
Yes.
Or just cut the bottom.
Cut the bottom. Kim, cut the bottom, please. This is what you buy from liquifiedrv.com.
What are you doing?
Come on, Kim, we're making a video.
I'm trying, but you're making me laugh.
Hey, throw that in there.
Oh,
$26. You never know what's gonna happen. And who is that? Hang on.
I'll
We'll
tell
go
you.
on that
Oh,
side.
this is cool.
Don't show their address, though.
okay.
Who is it?
It is
See it?
Duke Fuzzle.
Duke Fuzzle
From where?
Fuzzle.
From where?
from
Sorry, I won't show it.
Oklahoma.
There you go.
Thanks, Duke.
Think of us when you poop.
Think of me when you poop and you spend $26. Guys,
There you go.
that's why you buy from liquifiedrv.com. Make sure you guys buy Liquified right now, but trust me, once you buy from our website, you're going to get entered into our world, our portal, and we have some amazing campaigns going on right now by the time you're watching this video. Thank you guys so much again. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you like these educational videos, and we'll see you next time.